going on, everybody? Got another raw thoughts video. Just came thoughts out instead of keeping them inside. I write them down sometimes. I got my notebook here, but I thought I'd make a video too, since this seems to do a little bit more for me than just writing them down. But today's definitely been one of those eventful days, one of those canon events where I'm definitely going to be looking back at this day for quite some time, because I got a lot was thrown at me today, and I feel like I know that I did what I needed to do, but it came with a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, just constantly reflecting and seeing what, being thankful for being presented, for seeing things from what they are. Finally, instead of the psyop theater that normally goes around, that goes on out here, I'm glad people are finally showing their faces and being who they truly are, instead of the constant acting and pretending. These people, like, I don't pass judgment. I don't see good or evil or anything like that. I use those labels a little bit when I'm speaking in anger, but I don't truly believe in those things. But just seeing what people are willing to do to run from themselves and run from who they are and what they've done, it's this shows how animalistic we still are, and how we have a lot of growing to do as a species to get better and to really start thriving, because this is definitely very, very telling. It's going on all over the world, but right now, at least where I'm dealing with locally, just seeing the constant projection. I don't even want to call it threats. I want to call it just crying, the constant crying for help, because these people don't know how to help themselves, which is very telling. But at the same time, it's like I said, it's very telling, because I know good, decent people. I met quite a few, even here in Cleveland, and a good, decent person would not pass judgment on someone that they don't even know or they won't even speak to. That's not what good people do. And just seeing what people just do, because maybe that's what they were taught, or that's just kind of who they are from a biological standpoint. Like I said, I'm very, very thankful to truly see it for what it is, and see people for who they are, see past all these performances that we put on to make ourselves feel better about ourselves, and to justify the things that we do, to make ourselves, to make us the hero in our story, no matter what we do to other people. I understand that I put people under a lot of stress, and I do things that people don't understand, or that they might not even condone. But at the same time, I know, because once again, I'm out here in the, I don't say nature, because everywhere is nature. You can't really run from nature. People want to act like societies and cities are nature. Like, it is. All of it's nature. Everything that man makes, men and women make, it's nature. It's all part of it. But just being out here and just seeing how people act, seeing their actions justify everything that I've ever done. You know what I'm saying? I'm always open to see, to get some clarity, to see if I'm on the right path, or if what I'm doing is truly helping others, and it isn't just like self-serving. I'm always looking for those answers, because that's important. It's easy to stay in your head and just be in a echo chamber, surrounding yourself with like-minded people to make yourself feel better about yourself and to justify what you do. But to truly kind of know if you're kind of aligned with what's going on, it's good to put yourself out in the very uncomfortable situations, and to see if your character still shines true. And I've been doing that for the vast majority of my life. And I've from the outside looking in, when I try to zoom out, I seem to be doing pretty well overall. You know, everything that people throw at me, I just take in stride, because at the end of the day, it's part of it. When you're on the path of something that's bigger than yourself, and we all are part of it. It's just some of us get more credit, some of us get more of the validation from it than others, and unfortunately, that comes with a lot of jealousy and envy, a lot of bitterness. Which is natural. You can't really hide from it. And we don't like these emotions that we have, but they're there for a reason. And I know I learned from it, because I learned not to operate off of that. But at the same time, hopefully the people who do show those emotions, they learn from it as well. They can grow from it, because they're definitely not going to be content people operating in this way for too long. But one of the main things that I'm taking away is how the people in this country, it's not even just white people, it's basically almost everybody. They are just very unwilling to accept the contributions that black people, FBAs, I think the group that some people call us Foundation Black People, have made on this country. This country would not be a quarter of what it is if it wasn't for us. We made this country what it is. This country was the greatest. I mean, there's some parts of it that's still great, but obviously we are far from that traditional greatness, I should say. But we would have never achieved that if it wasn't for black people, and everyone knows it. And we show it through our actions, but unfortunately, the way that we show it can be very cruel, can be very self-serving, and it doesn't actually move the needle forward, or it doesn't actually serve anybody up but the person, the person that's doing it. Everybody else kind of has to suffer and deal with the psychological warfare that's constantly going on, and people just trying to psych people out and make them second guess themselves and throw them off. But it's all part of the test, trying to get people to conform, so they can basically justify what they're doing, being like, hey, see that person, they gave up, they gave in, they weren't actually about it, which is supposed to happen, truly. We're supposed to be tested, we're supposed to pass these tests every single day. And today was definitely a big test that I feel like I passed. I know that I passed, right? I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't. But I made a video, I'm not sure if I'll post it or not, talking about, and I feel the same way about how you can't really participate in this nonsense anymore in society, especially with the government basically doing whatever the fuck they want to do to whoever they want to do it to. There really is no point of doing things in a traditional sense. Like I'm not going to. Walking around a whole lot here in the West Side because I'm having a hard time. I was not so much anymore, but I'm having a hard time getting bus passes, and I don't want to get on the bus and make a big scene. Even I know I'm in the right. I know I should be able to get on the bus for free, and everyone should be able to, honestly, all over this country. But I know I should be able to, since they took my transportation away from me and then keeping me from my transportation as well. But at the same time, it's still a test to be like, hey, at the end of the day, this is bigger than you. You can't really operate off of your ego. You kind of have to figure out a way to get where you need to go. Use the transportation, but also not cause make it bigger than what it needs to be, honestly. And I've come up with a way to do that to where I can use the public transit. I do have my buses, but I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not doing any of that nonsense. I'm going to make this work, make it do what it do, and get where I need to go. Same thing with the food. I've went to a food pantry, just one this morning to get some food that I am eligible for. I'm saying we all are eligible for these food pantries. They want to shame you and make you feel bad about it, whatever, but it's out there. It's literally there for all of us. It's collecting dust. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't take advantage of it because, like I said, the social stigma, whatever, they want to shame you. But I did. And once again, more theater, more people know who I am and telling people where I'm at, and just more crying, more self-loathing, more misery. and I appreciate it. You know, the cowardice that people show. I remember this quote that my dad told me when he was living with me. And I was telling him how, people are and how people are do things very cowardly. And he said, "Son, you will be surprised how cowardly most people are." And every single day, I am amazed by how cowardly most people are. Like it is insane the lack of courage that is on this planet. But I don't want to be cruel about it, because courage, unfortunately, isn't something that can be taught. You are born courageous. You know, that's what happens to courageous people. You know, but you were born courageous. You cannot be taught it. It is not something that you can just go take a course online and do it. It's this fake masculinity, femininity, all this other nonsense. It's all for show off, for performance. You know, courage comes from just being true to yourself and being true to everybody else, and showing up for yourself every single day. You're not sabotaging yourself, and not giving up in your integrity and who you are, and who you truly are. You know, so many people, they just do not like who they are, because in America we're always constantly comparing ourselves to other people, that we don't have time to sit with ourselves and to see what we have and how blessed we truly are. Where we're just so upset about what we don't have. You know what I'm saying? What he, she, whoever has over us. You know what I'm saying? Versus just taking inventory about how blessed we all truly are individually, and how lucky we are to even be born. You know what I'm saying? How that's a miracle, literally. So it's one of those things where it's part of the test here in America, where if you can get to that point of self-awareness, then you are truly destined for great things, because that's basically what it's about. You know, once you get past this whole he has this, she has that, whatever, it's like I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm above ground, doing better than most. And that's enough. Even if I wasn't doing better than most, that still is enough. That'll be that's just, you know, that's the ticket right there. That's where you truly go where you're needed, truly. But yeah, just getting back to how, you know, the people here are just so bitter, jealous, envious of black people, just just great people in general, who truly made, you know, this country what it is. You know, have our fingerprints all over the DNA of this, and how they just want to be us so terribly. I know that's personally for me. People are just like, they just want to be me so much. It's not so much they don't even like themselves. They just rather be me. You know, that's what I'm just noticing. It's not even like they even hate themselves. They know how blessed they are, but they just want to be more blessed. They hate the fact that there's someone more blessed than them, and it shows. It's truly a sight to see, because I'm not really sure where the root of it comes from, honestly, where this inferiority complex comes from. But it's everywhere. It is everywhere, all over this world, and I see it everywhere I go. Obviously, certain places not nearly as bad. Most people, you know, they see me, they don't get super angry, but here, at least, that's what I'm experiencing. Even wearing this shirt, you know, black is the future. It's not even calling anybody else out. It's just me celebrating my autonomy and being happy for who I am. You know what I'm saying? And saying the quiet part out loud, honestly, because once again, we would not have gotten here if it wasn't for black people. Not all of us, not even half of us, unfortunately. Most of us aren't really about this shit for real. And that's for most groups, you know what I'm saying? The vast majority of people in every group aren't it, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to making that, doing the great things, being bigger than ourselves. We pretend to be, but we're not. But still, the vast majority of the people who do all the heavy lifting in this city are black people. It's always been us. It always will be us, all over the world. You know, this melanin isn't for show. It's not for aesthetics. It means something. It truly does. And I definitely suggest people look into it, because it is very important to know what this is, and why it's so coveted. You know, why it's so hated. You know, there's so many people that say people hate dark-skinned people. No, it's the opposite. They love us. They love us so much. they just show that love in very, very cruel and spiteful, bitter ways a lot of the time. And love comes in many shapes and forms. But I know what's going on with me is nothing but love. That's why they never make good from their threats, aka they're crying. This crying that they're not me, crying that they are who they are. It's like I can't be bothered by it. I had a cry when I was riding a bus over here because I'm just feel the ungratefulness of the people here. That they know that we are the ones who do this shit. We are the ones that make this shit happen. We are the ones who put our bodies, our minds, our integrity, our whole beings on the line for this shit. My whole life I've been looking for someone else to do this for me. If someone would have told me when I was 19 years old what I would have to be doing for these next 13 years, I would have thought you were crazy. Like, bro, I'm not here to do all this stuff. I'm here to when I join the union, I'm here to get as many certs as I can, travel the country and travel the world. Like, I'm not here to liberate nobody. I'm not here to do this, I'm not here to do that. But obviously that wasn't in the cards for me. This was, and I'm very thankful for that. But at the same time, this shows that it's always been us to do these things and to carry this weight because no one else will. I've been looking for another Dimitri somewhere in this city, and there's only one. There's other people who are doing great things, and I appreciate them truly. I see them out here. I see what they're doing. I truly appreciate y'all. I can never repay y'all for what you're doing. For the people who stuck their necks out for me and really, believed in me. Thank y'all. Like, truly. That's why I do this. I do this for everybody. Even the people who, on the surface, don't believe in me, but everyone believes in me. You know what I'm saying? Some people gotta be on this side, some people gotta be on that side, and it's all good. Even the people doing all these weak ass threats and using their kids as props. That's the main thing. It's like these people are truly miserable, using their children as props in their own thing, knowing that it's them. You know what I'm saying? Knowing it's them. Getting mad at this shirt that I'm wearing, that black is the future. You know what I'm saying? Being mad that I'm calling out racist, alcoholic, abusive pieces of shit who wanna abuse people. If you're doing apply, let it fly. But there's so many people who just wanna just project who their feelings and their.
I don't understand the point of. Can you hug me? Can you?
Like how they're just obsessed with me.
Can't you just pay him back with your own money?
I don't get it.
You. And if you're not a good driver,
they're just so in love with me. They just can't stay away from me. But it's all good. I love the theater.
Yeah, you don't understand.
But at the same time, it needs to be done. All this needs to be done because they don't know what they're doing. Like they're all a bunch of children throwing a temper tantrum because they're mad they gotta eat their vegetables. You know what I'm saying? They're just upset that they gotta do what they don't want to do, and they want to kick and scream and cry and do all this nonsense. But it's like you gotta do what you got. You have to do this. You know what I'm saying? That's why you are the way that you are. You know what I'm saying? That's the price of being white or not being black, I should say. It's not just them, it's everyone. It's the price of just not being something that you're not. You know what I'm saying? It's just you have to eat your vegetables. You got to do it no matter what. And I know they don't want to. I know they feel like they don't have to, or that they can just do whatever the fuck they want. But at the end of the day, they know what's right. They know what needs to be done. And that's why they're constantly projecting every single day. There's more theater. Everywhere I go is just them just projecting their love for me every single day, and I appreciate it. But at the same time, every day, it's they're hurting themselves way more than they're hurting me. This is nothing to me. This is every single day. I go out here in this city and just see this theater, see these people putting on this act because of their fear. They're scared. There's a whole lot of stuff that they just aren't facing. They're not facing themselves. And them projecting that is easier than actually facing themselves and being alone with themselves. Very few people are actually willing to be alone with themselves because, like I said, they're constantly comparing themselves to other people that they have no reason to compare themselves to. You are you, they are them. And it should stay that way, you know what I'm saying? But it's how it is. It's the test, and most people don't pass it the way, everyone passed the test at the end of the day, but not everybody scores high on the test, you know what I'm saying? We all ain't getting A's and B's out here, you know what I'm saying? Some people, they really out here struggling, and they're going to continue to struggle. Unfortunately, we just got to learn from them. Got to learn from what they're doing, learn from their mistakes, and grow, because at the end of the day, this is all for the best, for the betterment of our species as animals, to learn from these things and to grow. Things will always get better. Things were way worse 100 years ago. They were way worse 1,000 years ago, and it's always going to look the worst in the current day. You know what I'm saying? Everything's going to seem terrible, but once you take inventory and see how things were and how things have progressed, the anger starts to subside, and things start to feel a little bit better, and you really start to put things into perspective of being like, you know what, things are getting better. I can see it. It's clearly happening, and I just got to stay the course, and really go through this, because I love all these death threats that I'm receiving, because I know, following the black pill, following the truth, following, expect the worst, hope for the best, I am here until I'm no longer needed. And I am clearly needed right now. I have never been more needed now than ever in my entire life. And everyone is constantly reminding me that everywhere I go, that we need you, Dimitri. I get it. I got my own shit I gotta do too, but at the same time, I get y'all do need me. That's why I keep showing up every single day for them. So I know if I didn't, they'll be very disappointed. I know, people believe in me. They truly, truly believe in me. And I have to, for myself and for everybody else, have to show up every single day. And that's what I do. That's why I do what I do, regardless of how it seems or how it looks socially or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how it looks. I don't care what people say about how I look with my hair being how it is. Like, bro, I still got hair. Because I haven't been retwisted in a few months. I think it's been 2 months. Because I have the money to do it. I just don't do it, or I don't want to snake nobody and get them to retwist me and not pay for it, even though I thought about it. It's like, I just know I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm still Dimitri. I'm still handsome as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna get it. It's all good. It's just hair. It's natural. You know what I'm saying? It's still growing. People are mad that their shit stopped growing. I get it, but it's all good. I take all this in stride. I am very thankful for who I am and what I've been blessed with. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, not at all. But at the same time, I know that I am one of the coolest, realest niggas on this planet. Truly, I have to be, because I get treated that way. Who cares how I feel? That's how I get treated, and this comes with it. Got to the good with the bad. 80% of the time it's gonna be bad. 20% of the time it's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? I just left this food pantry, and I went there wearing this shirt. People feel a certain type of way. They knew who I was. The whole city knows who I am. Cat's out the bag. And one chick there, I think her name was Michelle. I forgot her name. I'm terrible with names. But she was very helpful, very helped me. Had me get some food. They have spaghetti plate. They have spaghetti plates there, some bread, a little bit of salad, some cake. You do that every Tuesday. And I will be there every Tuesday because she was cool, but everybody else was, doing their theater. And I guess one of the pastors or whatever was talking shit. I didn't say nothing to him today. I will say something to him next time, talking about killing and do this and that. I'm like, I wanted to, but I didn't need to. Like, next time we'll see. But he said something about killing. Like, and I'm always thinking, like, bro, if you were like that, why are you a fat, out of shape loser? Truly. If you, I mean this, like honestly, I truly mean this. I didn't need to say that then, because obviously that would have been self-serving. I would have been serving my ego. But like, this dude was out of shape. He's about 6'2", 6'3", about the same height as me. But he's out of shape, fat, miserable dude, clearly. And he's using religion, like most people do, as the giant psyop as it is, to feel better about himself, to get past their guilt of what he's done and who he is and what's inside his DNA and what's inside mine and kind of how he feels about himself. And that's why he said those things, because that's his projection. Only person he's killing is himself, literally being that obese. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing but a projection on his part. And I knew that. That's why I didn't have to say anything. I was still feeling angry myself for even not even understanding what this is, and understanding everywhere I go, people are going to act this way to me 80% of the time. I'm going to have the 20% of the time where people are actually going to be kind and not be cruel, but everybody else is going to be cruel. And they just don't, they will never accept or see that what we're doing ultimately benefits them more than us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do get benefits from it, but the vast majority of people who benefit from what we do aren't us. You know what I'm saying? That's normally how it goes every single time. They get way more from this than we ever will, than we ever have, and it will never even out. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? We will always have more than them. We will always give more than them. They will never give more than us. You know, it's not in their DNA. They don't have the capacity to give more than us, because they just don't know how. They truly don't know how to do it. They truly just don't. They weren't raised that way. It's not part of their culture. It's not part of who they are. Like I said, it's not even a white thing. It's not even that. It's everyone. Like, I was at the food pantry this morning. This short little Latino dude, you know, he's pointing at the flyer. He's sticking his middle finger, using his finger as a pointer finger. I'm getting grocery. He's doing like pull-ups and shit. And I saw him doing, like, hey, get it in, man, while you can. And I forgot what he said, but it's like, you know, like, this projection, this crying for help. You know what I'm saying? He's a shorter dude, like 5'2". I was like a clean foot taller than him. This jealousy, you know what I'm saying? This jealousy. Everyone there was jealous. Oh, everyone there, like, I had this shirt on. Even the black people, all this jealous, talking shit. This one black chick was over there saying, got my address wrong by telling people where I live. I don't know that y'all know where I'm at. I'm dealing with generational, legendary, historic amounts of stalking. Like, it's insane the amount of people who are stalking me right now. How people are obsessed with me everywhere I go. I know they're looking. I know the feds are watching. I know everyone's watching. Everyone's watching me. I want them to. I want them to for my entire life. I've always wanted to be watched. I've always wanted people to see what I do, because I do this shit. Truly, I do it, and I want people to see it, because that's why I do it for. I don't do it so people don't see it. I do it so people can see it, learn from it, and pay it forward, essentially. But yeah, that dude, he's just miserable. Like I said, I'll be back there next Tuesday to see him, and we'll see the theater that he does. I will be wearing this shirt again. I'm going to get it washed either tomorrow or Thursday, and I will have it ready for them next time so they can see it. So I know, like I said, I know a lot of people, they appreciate what I do. They're just jealous, super jealous, and I understand it. I get it. I'm not them. I've never been them a day in their life. But clearly, it's not better than being me. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's trash. Clearly, it ain't better than being me. That's just it. And they're stuck in the past. They're hanging on to shit that happened years ago. It's just a lot of misery. And I think I said in the previous video, sorry if I keep repeating myself, here in Cleveland, there is a bar and a church on every street. On every single street. At least one. In those streets that I'm on, it's like dozens. Not dozens, but in Lakewood, they're everywhere. And it's for people, the PSYOP people, to drink their troubles away, and then do fucked up shit while they're drunk, and then go to church and ask for forgiveness. That's essentially what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's all very self-serving, and that's like the main thing that's wrong with Cleveland. You know, there's so much corruption, so much trafficking, drugs and human trafficking, and all this shit going on. There's so much self-loathing going on here. So many people just don't want to face themselves, truly. But that's the reason why I'm doing this. That's the reason why I'm doing everything. I'm going to force everyone to face themselves. You're going to do it. You're going to do it because you need to do it. Not because I want you to. Who cares what I want? You need to face yourself, essentially. One of these days. You know what I'm saying? Truly look yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Because all this theater is I can see right through it. There's nothing to it. And it's like, it's all good. It's just see right past all this bullshit, because that's all they do is just pretend all day, every day. You know, I'm out here every single day. They out here looking at me, watching me, stalking me, just admiring me, essentially, falling more and more in love with me as the day goes by, because, like I said, I show up every day. Every single day I show up. and I will not stop. I will show up every day until I'm no longer needed. You know what I'm saying? Do not threaten me with a good time. Death is a mercy. Death, I will embrace that shit as soon as it shows up. I will embrace it. Trust me, I will. I'm not sure why everybody else is ducking this shit for real. It is truly a blessing to be alive and to die. But at the end of the day, I am thankful for what this is. I understand what this is, and I am coming to terms with these people. Like I said, it's not just white people, but it's mostly them. It's just, they will just never see what this is. They will never see the cruelty, the harm that they cause to people, the amount of pain and suffering that they cause to people, because they mainly do it to themselves. That's probably why. If they actually cause pain and suffering to other people while also like being somewhat okay themselves, and they will actually be able to reflect. But everything they do is always going to be self-inflicted. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to hurt themselves more than they hurt anybody else. But still, I just can't move on with my life and start building things, knowing that people are suffering, and knowing that I'm literally the only person who can fill this role of being, the scapegoat, essentially, having all eyes on me and everybody watching me, which I'm very thankful for as well. Because if everybody's watching me, who's watching them? You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what I'm banking on right now. Everyone's doing all this theater, doing all this fuck shit, doing all this illegal shit. All right, cool. Just be very careful that other people are watching you. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going against these people legally. I can care less. I know other people will, because they are hurting a lot of people. They can't truly see it. They can see it unconsciously. That's why they constantly punish themselves. You know what I'm saying? They constantly eat themselves to death. They drink themselves to death. They're on these hard drugs. You know what I'm saying? Way more than weed and coke. They're doing all types of wild shit. It's all because they're running from themselves. They know what they did. You can't play hide and seek with the truth. At the end of the day, I am truly content with myself. I am happy with who I am, and I'm happy with what I've done. I have no regrets at all, not a single one. And that is very rare. That is extremely rare, and very, very few people can say that they have very few regrets, and that's unfortunate, but that's life. And you just got to keep moving forward. But yeah, just this feeling everything, letting all the emotions out, constantly just surrounding myself with these people so I can see them for who they truly are, and I can empathize with them. A lot of these people are alcoholics, they're addicts, and what I've learned, especially when I was in jail, I read the big book, the Alcoholics Anonymous book. Their brains are just wired. Their brains are mutated differently to where they just can't see this shit. A lot of these alcoholics, a lot of these addicts, to where it's like they can't stop. Truly, they have no idea what they're doing. They consciously, obviously unconsciously, they know that's why they punish themselves. That's why they slowly kill themselves to make them suffer. But they consciously are just like floating around and feeling and thinking like they're doing nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's a very, very serious disease, and it definitely needs to be looked at it as such. And if anyone has that, they should not be given almost no position of power. You know what I'm saying? Like at all. They should be as far away from power as humanly possible, and that's something I want to advocate as well, is get these alcoholics away from power and get them the help that they truly need. They need it. You know what I'm saying? It's not about I need help. No, it's projection. You need help. Truly, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not an addict. I'm addicted to life. I'm addicted to living and to being living in truth. And if that's a crime, then lock my ass up. But y'all are addicted to self-loathing and pity and victimhood, truly. And yeah, this needs to happen. So even if y'all don't want to do what needs to be done, y'all at least are only going to be hurting yourselves and not anybody else. That's the goal, is to stop the spread of misery, truly. And everywhere I go, I am constantly reminded how miserable people are. And this needs to stop, because these people cannot, under any circumstance, continue having this much power and influence over society and over people, because it is leading to so much misery. But yeah, that's the end of this Yap session. It's gonna be like 35 minutes long, but it was worth it. Hope y'all doing well. Enjoy this beautiful weather wherever you're at, and let's keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for everything. You know, I know what's going on. I see what's going on. I don't truly appreciate it consciously, ego-wise, but I know it's nothing but love. And I love y'all too. I truly do. So we'll get through it one day at a time.